Well, at least one thing is completely consistent with my work is that I am never ready when the camera goes live. I love it. Good morning. It's super early here. I am in my dressing gown, super cozy, and I have had a humongous break from the AEIOU Oracle. I think the last reading I did was Halloween or before Halloween. And I wanted to come on and explain why. And I also wanted to explain where I'm going to take this, because I will be honest, I've never really enjoyed the online reading space. And I've really had to sit with myself and understand why that is. Why have I had so much restriction and pushback against it? And I want to share it with you because I massively believe that we are all on a journey, and I believe in sharing our experiences, and where we are is the medicine, is the stuff that we actually need to do. And it may not necessarily be the tarot that you actually need to hear. Maybe it's more that you need to hear from my experience rather than the tarot, if that makes sense. But I am going to include a mini reading at the end of this, but I just want to share something with you because it may actually help you. Like, that is what I want. That's my main intention for the work that I do. The energy that I put out into this realm is that I actually want it to help you. And I've never really found that group, collective tarot is the thing that is helpful. Okay. So in my journey through tarot, I've made it very, very clear that for the longest time, I thought that tarot was an absolute pile of crap and I had no interest in it. And yeah, just wasn't slightly bothered. And I ended up messing about with a deck of cards and found that I could actually read incredibly well. And I had lots of visions, and it's just like a whole world of information just opened up. And I started to read and look at other readers. And what actually happened was I started watching tarot and watching other readers and got pretty hooked. I must admit, I got pretty hooked. And I was watching readers all the time and watching lots of different ones. Because in my mind, I was thinking that I was learning, and I was learning how to do tarot. But what was actually happening was that I was ingesting all the information that they were giving me. It was all going in, and I was confusing myself. I was thinking that all the things that they were saying in the tarot readings were about me, and I was confusing myself. It was just information overload. So what I did is I went completely cold turkey, turned all the tarot off, and literally just read tarot my way. And that massively increased my ability of tarot. You can see my readings, you can see how I read. And I found my own way of reading the tarot, which was much more aligned with me as a human being, much more aligned with my character, much more aligned with the work that I do and my intention for healing. And also, I had a strong intention that I wanted people to have their own autonomy. Like, I don't think that tarot is the be all and end all. I don't think that. I think it is a tool, in the same way that any divination is, a tool. You have to discern. That's the idea. Is the main skill that you learn from divination is that you learn discernment. That's like one thing that I can absolutely tell you is the one thing that you need to be learning in life is discernment. That is your God's given right to your autonomy and your sovereignty and all the rest of it. So that brings me nicely onto the reason why I'm moving away from the collective tarot. I have the most amazing community around me, like amazing, amazing, amazing. I'm constantly getting messages from people about my work, about what they've seen online or, like that's resonated with them. And it does mean so much to me. I have to say that so honestly, it means so much to me that people reach out and tell me that my work is landing for them and that they're getting something from it. It's amazing. I have to say that. But on the other end of that, I don't want someone being in any way like hooked or, waiting for my readings to come out because that implies dependency and that's not what I want. That's not what I want from my work. I don't want someone waiting to hear my voice and waiting to be told what to do and waiting for some kind of information, because that implies that you are looking at me or looking at the body of work as in like in a godlike way. The only voice that you should be waiting for is God's, which is basically your own. And I really, that's the thing that I push against is I get like almost lost for words when I try and articulate what I want from this body of work, what I want from my gifts, what I want to happen for the community. And what I want is you thriving in your life. I want you to be so sovereign in your thought process and in your life choices and free of any dependencies or attachments. That's what I want. If you were to come across the work that I do and be elevated or lifted and it gives a synchronicity or elevates you in some way, then great. But what I don't want is the the dependency, the attachment. And I feel like when you use social media, whether it's YouTube, whatever, any social media platform, basically the platforms are encouraging the dependency. It's not necessarily the person, it's the platform that is encouraging the dependency. And that's why I have a problem with social media, because the follows, the likes, the subscribes, that is creating an attachment, that is creating a dependency, and that is creating a following. Like the only entity that we should be following is God. And whether your belief system can contain that or not, whether you think it's the universe, whatever words you put in there, that's completely at your discretion and at your belief system. But for me, I want to do the best work for you. So if that means giving you a personal reading that's going to elevate you in the next part of your life and speaks to the absolute present moment, then I'm completely up for doing that. If I can give you a message from one of your ancestors in that moment and it's just what you want to hear, that's what I want to do. I don't want you tuning in whenever you've got a spare minute to my voice to get information that I know that you can get yourself. Like in the same way that I have learned how to read tarot or read divination or talk to the consciousness or whatever, you can do exactly the same. And that is what I want to teach. I want to teach you to be sovereign, and I mean absolutely sovereign, and have your connection to God and not rely on anybody else. I don't want you subscribing to my channel. I don't. And I've realized that that is the reason why I don't get a heavy following, is because I don't want that for anybody. In my soul, in my heart, I do not want people being attached to me. I do not want people being dependent on my voice, because I feel like I'm not gonna answer that at the moment. Where's my zodiac signs? Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about at the moment. I feel like you're making my point. Thank you. I I don't want that for anybody, and I don't think that that is the way that tarot should be used. I believe that tarot is an extremely powerful tool if used in the correct way, in the same way that all divination tools are extremely powerful and should absolutely be taken into account, but they are tools, and you can kill someone with them, and you can, you know, you can cut bread with the same knife, kind of thing. Like, I want, for the people that are in my community, for the people that are in my energy, I want to elevate you. I want you to be free, completely free. I don't want you hanging on my word or sitting down to, like, I'll be honest, my ego, my soul, the Gemma, the human being, whatever I'm talking about, does not get any pleasure from you spending time hearing my voice. Like, that's, it doesn't, it's not satiating to me. My ego doesn't need it. What I thrive on and what lights me up is you doing well in your life, you thriving, absolutely, unconditionally thriving in your life, and going about your life in a way that suits you, and that you're happy and content and at peace. For me, and in my experience, the time when I was watching a lot of tarot, I was not at peace. I was confused. I was constantly looking for the next piece of information. I was constantly looking for, you know, some kind of synchronicity to come through the tarot, to come through the readings. And it's not helpful, because it's like, it's extractive. All the following, all the subscribing, all that kind of stuff, it is extractive. It is taking your time, it is taking your energy, and that is not what I want. That's not what I want. Not one part of my soul wants to take anything from you in an extractive way. I am here with the gifts that I have, that God has bestowed on me, and I'm sure if you've been here before, that you'll know how completely grateful I am for it. But it's, I am not God. I am not your God. I have no say over your life. I don't want you hanging on my word, and I definitely don't want you piling your energy into my spaces. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. And I'm going to use this channel to download the Oracle message, which I get, that I'm hoping that are going to be helpful in your life. I'm going to talk about society. I'm going to talk about health. I'm going to talk about a relationship with yourself, with God, with your past, with your future. I'm going to use this space. There's going to be a little bit of tarot in there, because I do think it's helpful, but not in the way that I've been doing it, because it doesn't align with who I am. And I've really had to try and work through what I'm feeling and what's coming up for me. And this is what I've had to walk into the wilderness and have a word with God and work out what I'm actually meant to be doing with these gifts that He has bestowed on me. And it's not this. It's not getting people, like, dependent. It's not helping, you know, social media extract your energy. I want you outside. I want you outside in the sunshine, playing and having fun with your friends. Like, that is what I want for you in your life. I don't want you looking at your phone. I don't want you anywhere near your phone if I can what's the word? If I have anything to do with it. I want you under the sun, outside, playing with your friends, making decisions that align with your truest self from a sovereign place. That is what I want. And I'm still going to do personal readings. I still am going to do that because I do think that that is actually helpful. If it shifts something in your life in the same way that, a plant medicine journey or mediumship, anything like that, I feel like those shifts are helpful. They can be spark initiative and inspiration, and they're deeply personal. 555, haha, deeply personal for the individual. You're not having to make it fit. You're not having to question. You're not having to, spend hours rifling through content or anything like that. It literally is a personal reading just for you. And that's how I think that tarot should be used. I don't think that collective readings are useful. Why take a part of a reading when you can take the whole thing, when it is completely in your energy and like it matches with exactly what you need at that time and not what's coming out of me. I think those things are two completely different, and I can feel the difference. And yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. But thank you very much for listening to that. I'm going to just do a really tiny reading just to sort of cement what I have spoken about. I really appreciate you being here, and I hope that the content that's going to come in the future is going to be useful to you. That is my deepest intention and wish, that you will be able to start having more discernment in your life, feel more confident with making decisions. There you go. There you go. So this is for me and this is for you as well. We've got the Mountain. And just to point out as well, I designed this deck for healing. That's what it's for. It's for healing. It's to heal you back into your own intuition. Like, when you pull a card from this deck, you should already know the answer. This should marry up exactly with your own thought. It shouldn't tell you something that you don't already know. That's the idea. That's my intention behind it. This deck is a tool to help you communicate with yourself, with your higher self, with God, whatever you want to put in there. That is what the tool is made for. It's not made for like literally having a billion check-ins and doing a million readings. Like, if you find it hard to go to God, if you find it hard to listen to your own intuition, and you need something sorry, my alignment number just went through on the message. If you need something that is in this realm, if you need something that has like a synchronicity or something that is substantial, then this is the tool. That's what it's for. It's to have something in the realm, in your hands, something that's tangible, that can help you build evidence to use your intuition. That's what it's for. Mind, body, and soul, that the whole of it is meant to align. I really hope that it does do what I intended it to do. When I'm traveling the country, when I'm seeing people use it, it does exactly that. And I hope that it's doing that for people at home. So we've got the Mountain. We are closing a cycle. We have been through the hardest, and we are we are seeing things from a higher perspective. That is the mountain. There has been so much that you have achieved, whether you understand it or not. You have climbed over, snags and boulders, and you've got to a place where you can see all of what has been created from that point. That's what I'm getting from that message. And I'm going to use the original tarot, wherever that is. They're asking me to say again, if you believe it or not, you can see things from a higher perspective. Your conscious mind is, they're giving me this like coming to terms with. It's like you're catching up. Okay. So just when the cards were falling out, I heard stay in your center, stay grounded in your center. What is true for you? And they're showing me the picture of the spine, as in like what feels right in your bones, in the makeup of who you are. That is the King of Swords, like your logical mind, the plan, the strategy, the moving forward, the truth. What makes sense to you right now is already in you. It's already who you are. It's in your backbone. It's in your integrity. And they're just saying like it's no more playing around, no more juggling, no more trying to please everybody, no more trying to be 20 different people, no more trying to juggle 3 different jobs at one time. It's like they're just saying certain. There's something quite big up ahead. You're waiting for your ships to come in. I just got a sense of like, I just heard daddy's home. Like whatever that means for somebody out there, I just heard daddy's home. Like for me, what that means is the thing, the structure, the peace, the safety. Like if you can imagine the archetype of dad, the provision, the providing, the protecting, the rule, the strategy, the truth, the honor, the capabilities, the like it's coming, it's on its way. You're going, I don't feel like this is necessarily like I'm feeling this right in the pit of my stomach, like so low. I feel like this is safety. And this is coming from this not juggling, this, this uneasy feeling, this, you know, like, am I doing the right thing? There you go. This is the reason why I love tarot. This is the reason. This is the reason why I love tarot. Wow. You've got Justice sideways. You've got the 10 of Pentacles sideways. This is what's coming in. This is what's coming in. Thank you, God. The clearest message. That's what I always intend to give in anything, in any work, in anything that I do in this realm. The clearest message. No effing around. This is what's coming in for you. The justice and your legacy. Your legacy is built on who you are. Who you are, your backbone. Your life is built on who you are. Not who you try to be, not something that you're told that you are. That's not your legacy. Your justice and your life and everything that will come to you is you. Everything that you are. Everything that you are. And the closer that you get to that, and the closer that you are to your own authenticity, is the justice and the legacy that you will receive in this life. Like, I can't say it any clearer than that. That is what I am banging on about. You don't need somebody telling you about your ex. You don't need somebody telling you about the decisions that you've made in the past. You don't need somebody constantly telling you. You don't. You don't need that. You can see. You can see. You have intuition. If you don't think that you do, you've probably been talked out of it. You have motivation. You have compassion. You have a wonderful soul. You are a magnificent human being. And if you don't think that, you have been talked out of it, because it's true. It's here. You are capable of anything that you want. Don't get tied up in what somebody else wants. Don't get caught up in looking at things on Instagram and social media and think that that is what you need. You don't. Remember that you're constantly being sold to. Justice and the 10 of Pentacles is literally, apparently that's Daddy's home. That's all I need to say. That's all I need to say. It's made me want to cry with hope, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I really, really do hope that you stick around, not because you need to hear what I say. I hope that you come in and drop in because you want to create the life that you want, the legacy that you want. I don't want to create your life for you. I don't want to tell you what to do. That's not what I want. How are you today? Thanks for the readings. I'm greatly honored. I hope that you stick around. And I am going to say goodbye until next time. But the content from here on out is going to be offering more discernment, less distraction, tools, anything that I can think of that I feel like is going to be beneficial and helpful to you get into that legacy, get into the life that you want, having more discernment, being more confident, being more motivated, being more you, being more authentic. That is what I want for you. And that is what I want from my work. And if you're at all interested, I have released a course that I'm just so incredibly passionate about. You can find it on my over on my Instagram, which is Everybody's Den. There's some information on it there, or you can head straight to my website, and it's called Breaking the Healing Loop. It's a course. It can be 4 weeks, it can be 6 weeks. It's basically something that I have been working on in my whole life for about 7 years. And in the space away from humanity, let's say, in the wilderness, God said, it's time. And it really is time. It really is time for us to break these loops, break these chains, break the dependency, break the narrative, whatever you want to call it. It's time. It's time for all of us to get back to living, to get back to sovereignty, and to get back to loving each other. And as messy and insane as it looks half the time, that is what God is asking us to do. We are all God's expression, every single one of us. Even the people that you think that you freaking hate, they are God's expression too. And the quicker that we actually learn that, the quicker that we can live completely different lives. And I just want to say, people are not there to hurt you. They're not. That's not God's way. We choose. We choose everything. And that is what I want us to teach. That is what I want to teach, that you are in complete control, that you choose. And it's not tarot, and it's not divination, and it's just you. You are in control. You get to choose. Always. That makes me excited. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for being here right to the end. I really do hope this has been useful, because that's what I want from my work. And as I said, if you're at all interested in delving more into yourself, if you need some support, head over to my website. Link is in bio. It's everybody'sden.com. That's all I have to say. Take care of yourself, and I hope to see you soon.